I saw this article pop up in a group I was in the other day, or a group that I am in. And I wanted to get your take on it, right? You being the Grenadian, the resident Grenadian.
The Grenadian boy.
The resident Grenadian on set, right? This article is entitled "Grenada Must Wet Its House Because the Neighbors on Fire," right? It's written by someone called Dr. Niels Chaitan, who is an international social skill consultant and crime reduction specialist who holds a PhD in social and behavioral sciences, right? And currently works in Grenada. So I just want to read a little part of it, and I want to ask you a very specific question, right?
All right.
With the fires of homicides exploding north, south, and east of us, it is critical that the government of Grenada urgently becomes proactive in keeping the flames down in the Spice Island. No longer can we just sit passively and repeat the soul-soothing greetings like God is good all the time and all the time God is good inside of our churches and government offices. Because even standing to pray to start a meeting while sitting back down and doing nothing intentional to quench the homicidal flames that's devouring our neighbors before they explode on our shores. A little bit flowery language, but it is with it, right? Figures are showing, this is the important part, figures are showing that the region is experiencing an exponential outburst in homicides, with Jamaica to the far north recording 1,329 murders as of November 7th. This is all this year. And Trinidad and Tobago in the south projecting 585 murders by year's end and growing to 710 murders by 2030, according to the Sunday Express. The rates are no different in our immediate region because according to the SVG Searchlight, which apparently is some sort of media house in St. Vincent, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is ranked number 7 in the world for the highest murder rate. The flames become more devastating as we go further north to St. Lucia, where what is known as the Helen of the West, just climbed up to 60 homicides, with Barbados east of us recording 35 murders, according to Loop News, October 28, 2022. He goes on to state that the murder figures in Grenada are still in the single digits, right? So, I want to ask you, because, okay, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Barbados, all mentioned there. Obviously, Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago, we know about that, right? Normally, when we're talking about these things and we talk about the islanders, the smaller islanders, we can't really call them small island, being from Trinidad, right? But we like to call them small islanders, right? We kind of say, well, you know, the reason why how we are, and is because they kind of, I don't want to say backward, but they aren't as advanced as we are, and therefore they don't have the same number of social ills, right?
Right.
So you think people who live on these smaller islands, they tend to be more peaceful, more connected, a more community vibe. But it doesn't seem to be the case, though. So it seems like Grenada is unique.
All right. So the thing is, I haven't been to St. Vincent yet because it's one of the places where it's kind of interesting and intriguing to me now. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to use the word fears, but one of the concerns I have is, I remember Zola, who used to sing soca? Probably she's
Zola.
Zola.
That's how they pronounce it?
Zola, yeah.
Z-U-E-L-A or something?
No, Z-O-L-A.
No, I don't know that.
Yeah. I think Darky that used to sing soca.
Oh, no, I don't know.
At that time, I was speaking to her after an interview, and, well, she's from St. Vincent, and I was telling her that, I have some interest in coming to St. Vincent and whatever, and she's like, well, where in St. Vincent? I tell her some family, and I tell her where, and apparently that area in St. Vincent little shaky now, but known for little violence and she's like, that's that kind of that area shouldn't go, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because my surname is the name of the area, it's something that's always kind of iffy about, you understand what I'm saying? Because if I go in there, it's really going to see where my father and my grandfather came from and whatever, right? And I'd probably enjoy the little tourist things after. But to be honest with you, St. Vincent is not one of the places I've ever been interested in for tourism, right? Just for tourists, right? But I know they have some ills there, right? St. Lucia, I knew of St. Lucia ills as well. That old Douglas, but a real pretty Douglas dog. She used to dance with Ricardo Drew. And I remember she told me she get like 5 shots across in her car, they shoot up, she has come around the mall, and I was like, well, in St. Lucia, though. Yeah. So I knew, you know, they were shaky as well. Grenada, on the other hand, I think one of the things that was saving Grenada, and I think I could be wrong, and I mean, obviously, you know, I would say we are friends of the Grenadian community at the Spice Isle. And I mean,
you and I, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I thought it just mean Trinidad.
Oh, no, you and I. And obviously the floor is open for us to have that discussion with Grenadians. The thing is, I think that Grenada is going to end up there just now.
No, I'm not doubting.
And let me tell you why.
But just now, before you go forward, I still am trying to understand why they're not there yet.
But right, because, and this is what I'm saying, right now, Grenada still has, you're not seeing the big difference between the haves and the have-nots.
But
right?
Is that the case in St. Lucia? I don't know that. I don't know about St. Vincent. I've never been to St. Lucia either, but I know a few St. Lucians. I used to kind of line with a crew of them back when I was in sixth form, right? And I always got the impression that there was nothing but niceness.
Right.
It was kind of like Antigua, you know what I mean? But that's not the case. And even Barbados, the article says Barbados is at 35. And they're like, yeah, that's a small.
Yeah.
But Barbados is just over 100,000 people, you know. And Barbados is one of those places you would have thought was one of the more progressive small islands. Not only are they, everybody's talking about Barbados and the patriotism, right? How the people there behave differently. They pay much closer attention to how they treat the environment over there. As I told you, driving across there is be completely different to Trinidad because people stop and say, go ahead, get you. But they all seem to be getting wild. So how Grenada?
Well, I mean, for Barbados, I am not surprised with Barbados because the first, which is also the last time I went to Barbados, when I went to play for crop over. Okay, 22 people get shot on Carnival on the day of the parade.
Got shot.
Yeah, 22 got shot. One died.
22 people got shot.
Yeah, 22 people, dog. And I watched how they. I don't want to say they buried it, but that didn't really come out that easily. But it happened.
I think I went to the crop over the year before, and there was nothing. There was once we went and there was a shooting on Carnival Day, and that was the talk of everybody, right? There was, everybody when Cardument was done on the evening, everybody you stopped to talk to was talking about the hood and it was Bajans were saying it's not like it was the first time people get shoot. But 22, that different because and that real weird because as I say, the year I can't remember exactly what year you went, but
that's 2017,
and I went 2016, right? And there was nothing like that, right? We used to go to Bajan fetes, and there was never any violence, no fight, no stabbing, no shooting, no nothing, right? Now again, I'm not saying that the Barbados has been perfect for the past however long, but what I'm trying to get at is, normally we just use the excuse, well, first of all, Trinidad and Jamaica have a location that makes it a little bit more susceptible to smuggling.
Right.
Right? Jamaica closer to Central America, and Cuba, we close to South America, right? And also, we have the haves and have-nots, and we have the basically more developed countries, larger economies. So you think, well, yeah, we would have those social ills. But them on the small islands, it's almost like Tobago.
Yeah,
them supposed to be nice, easy. But they don't seem to be that way. But Grenada, specifically.
Seems they still have it under control.
Yeah.
And as I say, but like the other day, and I've been talking to a lot of Grenadian friends about this, I'm starting to see in Grenada now where people on the flossing lifestyle. And for years, Grenada was never on a flossing lifestyle. I've been playing in parties in Grenada for a few years, and most people just come out and party.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, people buying bottles. Like, if they had to buy a bottle, they buy a bottle of rum long time. I'm telling you.
Right.
Clark Scott, Rivers, rum they drink. Now you're seeing people buying champagne, though.
Right.
And sparklers with the champagne. You understand? And Hennessy and that kind of thing. And I'm like, hey, you see that direction all going in, Regin? Or let's try and ease that dog. Because when that started, and this one want to stunt, and that one don't have the money to stunt, and they want to stunt, then they will start to do thing. You understand what I'm saying? So they could be able to stunt like them who stunting.
Right.
And I've been trying to have that conversation with a lot of my Grenadian friends. And they keep trying to tell me, dog, there's not Trini, there's not Trini. And I mean, generally Grenadian people, and I don't want to make it sound bad, but probably because of the money and thing we might have more advanced problems. But their problems could eventually come afterwards. If you understand what I'm saying, the same problems we have could come in time, right? And so that's what I was trying to explain to them. And I mean, as I say, generally, what I will tell you too is, if you hear Grenadians fall out with each other or somebody vex with somebody else, you would never hear them say, and if you ask them, they never feel like they want to kill the person now, boy, or the person should dead. Chinese, that's a very serious thing with them now, boy. They always think that, but that man had to dead us. Well, not all of them, but you see a Chinese say that like real dog.
But a certain kind of people too,
right?
Yeah. I know what I've come to realize is that everybody is on edge and seems to think that any little altercation could lead to that. So now people, they either shut up, or from the time they talk, they're ready to go all the way, because these people these days have a kind of perception like there are no kind of long time I cough in your face and you cough me and we fight it out and I get up and walk off. Nah, is either going to take whoever bad up your game, or I open them mouth and I'm ready to go all the way.
Because the thing is exactly because if you fall out with somebody and it end up fisticuffs, right? A man mightn't take that, a man might swing back. And there's something they say about plenty. Man fall out in bar. And at the end, a man get gunned down. Man fall out, my man get stabbed up. You understand what I'm saying? So I think with Chinese is, boy, if his war is real war.
Is either, and I just kind of adopt that attitude as well. If it's either I'm not going to say nothing, or if I say something, I have to be, you have to know this, how far this could go. You understand what I'm saying? And you kind of have to be prepared for that. So... And I think that's where it's fine here.
Right. And Grenada are not there yet. You know, a lot of Grenadians just get vexed and they go hear them talk about plan and saying a man or whether they go teach a man a lesson. You understand what I'm saying? The last few times I was there, I mean, and I know some of the rougher people on the Grenada side and you know, I ain't hear much of them, you know, for this, boy, we looking to kill our boy or boy had to dead. So, that is a kind of positive.
But is it that they have there's this, because I would presume that in all these other islands, what is leading to these homicides is obviously organized crime, right? Is it that they have something within them, like they have some special attitude towards organized crime, where like they can't fall prey to it, like they're not how to put it? Because I remember long ago I'd looked at a documentary. And they were talking about different neighborhoods in Philadelphia. And it was just after, you know, gang culture began to, you know, really breed there. And there was this, I think it was Northwest Philadelphia. There was this area there where, you know, people were confused as to why the gangs weren't, you know, spreading into there. And it was because the people there came from, they were all descendants of these black Southerners who came from a particular region, and they couldn't be broken up, right? They couldn't. They would have rab and argument and wherever they like everybody else, but they weren't susceptible to people coming and saying, "Well, you on this street, we warring with them on that." They couldn't. I don't know if that's still the case now, but I remember that was a long time ago I saw that documentary. So I'm wondering if in Grenada, you can't really get me to start to watch the man living across so as an enemy just because, well, you know, you just sell drugs and you want me to sell for you, so no matter watch that man over there.
But you see, the thing is, if they start to have financial incentives behind it, I don't know if they could keep that unity or keep that.
But why not? Why? How St. Lucia could have it and them not have it? I believe their population bigger than St. Lucia's. They closer to we, you know, and we are who we are. You know what I mean? Because I would have thought it would spread to Grenada first.
Right.
You know, because almost all of we know are Grenadian in terms of having friends or family. The woman who stabbed the husband in the car, stabbed her husband in a car the other day, they all is a Grenadian, right? So, you know, almost everybody have a aunt or a grandmother or somebody who they could trace to Grenada, you know what I mean? So, I would have thought it would have spread from here to there and then gone up the chain. You know what I mean? But it's not. They just not on that.
Well, I mean, definitely, as I say, the floor is open, and probably next week we could have somebody on from Grenada who could expound some more. But I as I say, I'm watching it, and I'm very concerned still though, because I've seen a lot of the patterns that developing there in terms of the separation between the haves and the have-nots. And as I say, if they could have some sort of financial incentive, if people would still be able to say, well, because also I tell you straight, dog. I mean, on many occasions I've considered going to Grenada to live. On many occasions, but my biggest problem was money, dog. They really don't have the money to pay me for me to live comfortably over there. You understand what I'm saying? It would be, I had to get, as a man to me, I had to get a minister walk, dog. You had to get a minister walk.
But so how they afford it? Is it that because they have their own support network?
Nah, the thing is, plenty of them is built, it might be family land and they just build a kind of shack kind of thing, because rent and thing are real expensive across there. People working in KFC last time when I was there, I remember asking a girl, so what's the salary? And she said, like 800. Like 800 each a week, all right, I'm bad. She said, no, it's 800 each a month.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
What's called this thing? The small apartment, everything that's being one boy.
A studio
apartment. It's like $600-700 US a month, not US EC, sorry, a month to rent it. So you working for 800 EC a month, you cannot go on rent.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You have to kind of stay by family or.
So it's because everybody has either inherited land or so if you have a support structure there, you could survive as a poor person, but you can't go across there.
Go across there
with nothing in hand, no money to go and buy a piece of land, and all right, okay.
Right? So and so that's one of the things that one of the things that kept me back now. And I mean, I talk to plenty of girls and they tell me shit. They say, what we just do, we just work hard, and the little money we get, we just try and do a little thing and enjoy ourselves. We can't afford to be buying the makeup and the weave every week or whatever the case may be. So we just try to look a little decent and we go.
So that why the job's so nice, because there's nothing better to do.
Well, the thing is,
just live for the enjoyment.
Just live for the little enjoyment. But when they get to have the enjoyment, they just have it all. You understand what I'm saying? They just put everything out and really enjoy. And I guess that's where the parties will be so good and everything will be so good for them, is because when they're ready to, they know they're wasting money like Chinese.
Well, not just wasting money, but I mean, if you, I don't want to say, I mean, that's how I phrase it just as a joke, but it's not like, when I say I have nothing else to do, it's like, if you say that they simply see themselves as working hard to, and the most they could really do with it, they can't travel foreign, they can't, so the most they could really do with it is enjoy themselves when time to enjoy themselves. Well, right, this is, in other words, not trying to buy a Range Rover, they're not focused on them other things like what we would be or whatever, so when enjoying yourself is the pinnacle. So when it comes to enjoy yourself, you have no choice but to go all out. But we, when you're mind on a million other things, and this is just another thing you're going to put pictures on the ground. Yeah,
because that's the thing. Where we would study, what phone you have, what shoes you wear. Nah, we come out to enjoy yourself. We drink with rum, we drink with Clark's Club, we drink with Rivers, according to what side you're on. Because that's the next thing. Who love the Rivers and who love the Clark's Club, right? And that's the kind of simple things, you know, someone saying. That, and it's be a beautiful time. Well, so
I hear what you're saying, and I know we say we'll see if we can talk to somebody from there as well. But just as I say, I was trying to drill along to see if we could find the difference between them and other places, because all that you're saying there, it's kind of like how Bajans behave, and kind of like how I would imagine the few solutions I used to learn with back in the day. It's kind of how they were. They were very simple. That was another thing. They were very simple, and they were. I would believe upper middle class St. Lucians, because they were here going to UE and we met them and used to study in UE back when in secondary school now. We used to just go there to study about lime ready, right? And they were middle to, I wouldn't say upper class, maybe upper middle class St. Lucians, and they were real simple, though. They were real simple. The simplest things used to be extremely entertaining to them. Right, you know? So it's just strange that you from outside, you'd lump all of them into one category, but clearly there's something unique about Grenada.
Yeah, the other day, well, not the other day, probably about 2 years ago, I think right before COVID, it had a man went to rob a store. Man went to rob the store, shoot the people in the store, come in out the store, shoot a man, and then later on the road shoot the next man. And when they find out who the man is that do all this, is that Chinny? So you know they call me one Dan. All the people think this all going on. All they coming up here and causing.
And playing man.
Yeah. So I mean, that's not about ban all here. I remember my sister was alive and living across. She used to say, I don't know if it was a joke, but she used to say, when you hear somebody get shot in Grenada, do you start to look for the Chinese on the island?
Well, to be fair, they used to say that in Tobago too.
Yeah.
Tobago, and she used to say the same thing, that we go over there and bring all we bad habit over there, carry all we bad habit over there. But it is what it is. But it's something that I think we should really try to understand, not just the two of us, but we as in general as a society, because maybe they might have the key.
Well, boy, I think we do. That key ain't gonna work here again, brother. That key can't work here again. Forget that. We had to go and learn from the US and Colombia and Mexico and Brazil and them places.
Them places, bro. Them in places we could learn from. We could learn from Brazil and Mexico and Colombia.
Well, probably Mexico.
But maybe Medellin. You could actually Medellin, because apparently they rehabilitated that city
and make it.
But from my understanding, all they do is they push that drug manufacturing outside. They outsourcing it now.
Well, listen, at this point in Trinidad and Tobago, I am real okay and fine if they push all the murders and the crime and the whatever in certain areas.
The laundering and the drug trafficking.
Well, push it in certain areas and keep it.
Yeah,
you understand? The rest of people can kind of function. And
don't make it know everybody at the party, right? Yeah. So like, don't make it beat them or something.
Yeah. Right? If you say put it in deep south and we take all the decent south people and bring them up here to let them walk down on that side and traffic their drugs in Venezuela and whatever. Fine. But listen, the normal people need to feel normal.